Good morning, guys. It is Jen from that printed vinyl place in Townsville, or as per this YouTube, I am going to be called the Lazy Crafter. That's my craft superhero name. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a lesson on how to use printed HTV. So by printed HTV, I mean anything that we print in-house here. So today what we're going to make is a bag like this. I made this yesterday. So we're going to make that. Now, I am by no means the Martha Stewart of the vinyl craft world, but I'm more so here to teach you the mechanics of how things work. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off here in our design space where we'd normally start. We're going to go straight to new project in the top right hand corner. That'll take us onto our canvas. Now this particular image I just downloaded off Etsy. I will post a link below. I'm going to go to upload in the bottom left hand corner like we normally would, and I've got it here. This is my Savage. So I click on what I want and I go to add to canvas. Okay, now I'm going to make this guy, I'm going to resize it, and I'm going to make it 25 centimeters wide, and that'll resize it automatically to 17 centimeters high. Just scanning in there so you guys can see. So that's all in centimeters, 25 by 17 and a half. So now that we've got our image the way we want it, I do like to personally weld everything if I can, if possible. So I'm just going to click weld down here. That's going to weld it all together so I don't have all these separate layers anymore. And then I'm going to go to make it, which is just up in the top right hand corner. Now this is where things get different. Okay, so we've got our image. We are not going to mirror, which we would normally do. We do not mirror printed vinyl. Now, due to the type of HTV I've got, I really want this in the middle, and I'll show you why in a sec. So I'm just going to drag it to the middle of my mat, middle-ish. Okay, and then once I've done that, I'm just going to hit continue. It's going to ask to connect to my machine, and then we'll load it up and start cutting. Before we load our mat, the other important thing to note is I cut on everyday iron-on at default pressure. Now it does give you this warning here, make sure the mirror is turned on and shiny side down. That's for normal everyday iron-on. That's not what we're going to do. We're just going to use our normal fine point blade like we always do. Now let's load our mat, then we can go baby go. Alright, so as we said before, we're just going to load this up, face up, into our top left hand corner like we normally will. Now this particular vinyl is called TikTok Shout Out. We're going to pop it into our maker, again like we normally would, holding pressure against the rollers, and load him up. And now when that C flashes, let's go baby go. And we will get back when it has finished cutting. Alright, so we're all done cutting, so we're just going to ejecto our mat, and here we have it. So I want to show you guys how easily this weeds. So you can pull it off the mat, you can leave it on the mat, it's totally up to you. I do either. I like to start at the edge, and I like to weed all of the outside first if I can. So we could have trimmed this up a little bit if we wanted to. And you literally just go through and pull out what we're not using. So it doesn't take, it's not a big strenuous weed, it doesn't take a long time. This job, this particular SVG looks far more complicated than it is, and I think that's cool. So I'll show you how much I can get off in one easy One easy weed. And it's so beautiful and easy, and it peels just, look at this. So I've got a majority of this off just by peeling the outside first. So I'm going to finish this off and then I will show you guys the next step. Voila, all weeded. So that looks pretty cool. The next part of the process is to use a product called Digi Mask. Now, if any of you have received orders from that printed vinyl place, you'll sometimes, well, it depends if you order it or not, but you'll get this product here and it's got like a white bubbly back on it. This is the transfer paper. So what we're going to do is split them apart. And then I like to lay the clear down on the table. And then you can trim this up if you like. But I then like to just drop my design down onto it. This transfer paper is very, very sticky. So if you mess it up, you're going to have a bad time. I am just going to trim this up very quickly. You can also reuse this Digi Mask over and over again. You get probably 7 or 8 uses out of it, I reckon. So this is what we're left with. We're left with our pattern, which has got our Digi Mask on top, and we've got our backing. This is the trick. This is what I like to do. So we're going to flip it over so it's face down. Then we're going to peel the backing off, like so. At a very sharp angle, I am pulling the backing off. It's nearly folded over onto itself. The angle is that sharp. Okay. Oh, see, we've got this bit here come up. That's fine. We just pop it back down, give it a little press with our fingers, and then we just keep rolling off. Like so. And now what we're left with is our HTV that's on our transfer tape. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now, let's get to, I'll just put it down here. This is just the backing. Let's get to pressing. All right, so like all HTV projects, first thing we're going to do is pre-press our garment, or in this case, our calico bag. So I just like to press it for whatever the standard time that the heat press is set to. Now, ours is set to 155 for 30 seconds. You can give it a 30-second press, you won't have any dramas. So once we've pre-pressed, what we do is we just pop our design onto our garment or our bag, wherever we're happy with it. We are going to put a Teflon sheet over it. We don't need to, but we will today. So we'll just pop that on, and then we're going to pull this down at 155 degrees for another 30 seconds.